Okay, welcome to AC Connect. Um, in the previous class, um, we were discussing about the um, some of the water treatment process. So the water treatment process till now, um, we have discussed the we have discussed just highlight it which are those things. So we started with the screens, then aeration, then with the sedimentation, then coagulation, come sedimentation, or coagulation and flocculation. Okay. So then the remaining units, that is after this, we have the filtration. Then next it will be this. Then it will be disinfection. Then we have um, some of the advanced techniques. Advanced. We have some advanced techniques. So these three units we will discuss after the will discuss after the discussion of water quality parameters. After the discussion of water quality parameters. Why? Because um, whenever we are discussing about the the remaining parameters, we should have the knowledge of the water quality parameters. Okay. So in the first, I also have given one question, the water quality standards. Okay. So list any water quality standards or water quality parameters according to IS 10500 2012. Okay. So in this code only, we have all the parameters are available. Around more than 24 parameters are available in this standards. Just we'll look that, and in there only, what we will do is that we will classify the parameters. So then these are classified as okay. We'll look at later. I'll share that full standards. Anyhow, I have already shared that standards. So let's um, go in detail the water quality parameters, that is physical properties or physical parameters. So then chemical composition or chemical parameters. Then you have biological properties or biological parameters. Okay. So then which are the physical parameters? So the physical parameters that includes the temperature, color, odor, turbidity and electrical conductivity. So that IS code I'll open that later, I'll share it and there only I'll tell you which are those parameters. Okay. So these are all first physical parameters. So then when it comes to the temperature, so it is very much essential for all environmental studies. This is the first beginning. Okay, physical parameters. Why physical parameters means you can sense it or you can see it. Okay, so these are all the basic properties or essential properties of the all environmental studies. So it controls many ecological processes, including the chemical reactions. The temperature of surface water, it varies from space and time. Okay, it varies from space and time. From space means location, turn to location. In the sense that if you go to the North India, the temperature will be lot of fluctuations will be there during the cold seasons. If you go in December session, okay, it will be roughly around 4 degrees centigrade. If you go to January, so there also you can see that the temperature is roughly sometimes it will go 0 degrees centigrade or it will go to some minus degree centigrade. Suppose if you same if you come in June, July, the temperature it will reaches to 35 to 45 degree centigrade. But in Karnataka there is no such much variation you can observe it. Means this temperature of the water, even if you go to some of the northern like Ganga and all those things, lot of temperature, Ganga rivers and all those things, surface water we are talking about. A lot of variation it is observed, and the time to time also it is going to observe. Time and season, you can add the season, season. But the temperature of the groundwater, when it comes to the groundwater, okay, not only it varies with space and time, it also varies with the depth. This is very important. You see, as you because the earth, if you see the earth the structure of the earth, as you go on um, to a depth, okay, lot of layers will be there. Even you can the temperature will increase. If you go on uh, the temperature profile below the ground or below the earth crust, okay, normally the temperature will increase. Okay, you can see the volcanoes, you can see the in the um, earth crust up to 1000 degrees centigrade, 2000 degrees centigrade you can observe. But this profile is not same as if when you go above the earth. See, usually the earth crust is divided into major layers. So the first one is the troposphere. So like that you have troposphere, then mesosphere, ionosphere, like that layers will be there. Then your troposphere, it is ranging from 0 to 12 kilometers roughly. So it is varying from, if you see above the earth. See, when it comes to the depth earth crust, normally the temperature will go on decreasing. Okay. Whenever if you are talking about the above the earth, so then you have different layers will be there. And then the troposphere it is 0 to roughly around 12 kilometers. Then how the temperature profile will be looking like? So normally the temperature profile as um, if you temperature versus depth, if you plot it, okay. Normally up to 12 kilometers it will go on decreasing. Up to 12 kilometers the temperature will go on decreasing. When it crosses the normal troposphere, then again it will be like this. The temperature profile will be of like this. Whatever the curve I am drawing here, so it will go like this. So that is why you can understand that even if you go to the highest areas like um, Kodagu and all those things, Kodagu is the or the Madikeri place. There it is the highest area. There you can find the degrees in the temperature. Degrees in the degrees in the temperature. That is why always the temperature is an very much important parameter which is uh, going to help, or definitely which is going to Srishti, mute your audio. Okay. So above the earth up to 12 kilometers, the temperature will go on decreasing. Okay. Even just 1 kilometer if you go to the height, okay, can feel cold. Okay. It sense that okay the temperature is go on decreasing up to 12 kilometers. Again, when you go on to the other layers, okay, then again the temperature will increase. Okay. So two things has to be remembered here is that the temperature, the surface water and the groundwater. So our importance is on only water now. So leave the forget about the other things what I discussed. But so that is the knowledge of that also it is required. Okay. So then how exactly this temperature can be measured? We already know that it is measured in Celsius. Okay, this varies from 0 to 100 degrees centigrade. Then the temperature of surface water is influenced by the atmospheric conditions, of course. So that is why I discussed that. The temperature of the groundwater is controlled by thermal characteristics of bedrocks and the depth. Okay, what we are talking about, if you study the geological characteristics of the earth, definitely you can understand that how it is varying with the depth and what factors are going to affect the temperature of the groundwater. So normally it is bedrocks. The faults also they're responsible for the increasing the temperature of the groundwater. Okay. Then normally which parameters are going to affect this temperature? So first one, that is dissolved oxygen. One of the uh, parameter that we always talk about, the dissolved oxygen versus temperature. So these parameters of course we'll discuss later. What is this dissolved oxygen? So dissolved oxygen means the oxygen that is present in the water. Okay, what will happen is that assume that you have surface water body. Assume that you have a surface water body which is um, flowing. Okay, whenever it will flowing, what it will has that whenever it will start flowing, it will go with a layer by layer. So layer by layer, it will move. So whenever it is moving, so what will happen is the atmospheric oxygen that is present, so that is going to dissolve in this water. So then we can call that as a dissolved oxygen. Now we can understand only that the oxygen that is dissolved in water, that we can call it as a dissolved oxygen. Then what will be the relation? What is the importance of the DO with temperature? So if the temperature go on increasing, if the temperature go on increasing, your DO will decrease. That is one of the major importance. Why this DO is very important? Why we are discussing this? Okay, so DO is very much essential for the aquatic life. Very important. It is very much essential for the aquatic life. See the minimum DO. minimum DO, so it is required for the survival of the aquatic life is 4.5 milligram per liter. So if the dissolved oxygen that is going to below 4.5 milligram per liter, so then aquatic life will not survive. So once the aquatic life will not survive means, okay, it is under stagnant conditions or your surface water is polluted. It is surface water is polluted. Always we say that if a fish life is there or fish life is there, it is the purest form of water, because this fish normally it is going to eat some of the even some of the pathogens also, and it will eat some of the unwanted things that are present in the water also. So now the main indication is that if fish is there or fish's survival is there, you can drink it. If survival is not there means you're not supposed to drink. That is a main indication. Okay. So then I said that it is very much important for the aquatic life. That is one more concern. So even for our human beings, we require 6.5 milligram per liter of course, from it range from 6.5 up to 5 to roughly around, even if 10 also no problem, 10 milligram per liter of this much range of dissolved oxygen is required for our body. If if you drink the less oxygen, definitely it will causes the acidity. It will causes the acidity. Then I said that the relation is DO. If the DO is decreasing, if the temperature is increasing, and DO will definitely decrease. Okay. Even you are not supposed to drink the hot waters. What the doctors will recommend that, doctors will say that you are not supposed to drink the hot water immediately. So what you have to do is that boil it. What they will say that boil it and wait so that it can cool. It has to cool. Okay, it has to cool. Then you have to drink it. Okay. See, if it is 50 or say 70 or 80 degrees centigrade, you are not supposed to drink it. Of course, it is very dangerous for your body also. So what the doctors will recommend is that you boil it and wait it, cool it, and you have to drink it. See, during the boiling process, what will happen is that whatever the oxygen that is present in water, that will definitely it will rejoins to the atmosphere. Okay, when it is going to come down, okay, when you stop boiling and keep it for cooling, keep it for cooling, what will happen is that whatever the atmospheric oxygen that is there, again it will go back to a water. When it start cooling, again it will come back to the water only when it start cooling. Okay, so that is why always um, remember that immediately you are not supposed to drink the water. That is the technical reason behind that. Okay. So very important thing is that if the temperature they have asked that, what the thing that you have to discuss all these things. And not only the DO is an very important parameter saying that the water is pure or not. By seeing the DO level, by seeing the DO level, we can say that the water is pure or not, whether the surface water is good or not. So that is also one indication. Whichever the industry, if they are releasing the hot water, so they are not supposed to release the water directly to the surface water. That you have to remember always. Okay. So if any of the industries, if they are polluting the surface water body, huh, if they are directly discharging the hot water, they are not supposed to release the hot water directly to the surface waters. So they have to cool it, and they have to measure that whether it is satisfying 6.5 milligram per liter, then only you have to release it. Suppose if it is 4 or 3, then they have to go for the aeration process. What we have already discussed that. The aeration process, the aeration process we already discussed that. Aeration process. Aeration process. You have to do that. So once you go for the aeration process, we discussed some of the aeration processes like cascade aeration system. The cascade aeration system is nothing but the stepped aeration system. It will be in the form of like this, that we already observed in the previous. Go back. If you see that, it will be like this. You can see here. So the water will fall from here. Okay. So whenever it will expose to the atmosphere, definitely the um, water quality is going to increase, as well as the oxygen that is um, present in water, that will also increase. Okay. So this is the importance of the temperature. Then next parameters, uh, that is the color of water. That is the second one is color of water. So the color of water is also is very important. Okay. Then that I have not discussed the temperature. Then how much optimum should be there for drinking water? Normally, the standard what it will say is that it will vary from um 25 to 35 degrees centigrade is the optimum temperature for the uh, best water I can use it if it is that temperature. Even if it is cold, you are not supposed to use it. Okay, even the cold water is also not recommended. Even the cold water is also not recommended. And also one more important I wanted to share is that uh, I shared that dissolved oxygen versus the temperature. Then how exactly at what temperature, at what DO will be there. So at 0 degree centigrade, so it is 14.2 milli. It's the highest you can observe. Above that you cannot. It is a maximum saturation level. So at 25 degrees centigrade, it will be around 9.2 milligram per liter. Okay. Then at roughly around, if you increase the still temperature like 70 to 80, so roughly you cannot find it even sometimes it is 1 milligram per liter like that, if it will be there. 70 to 80 degrees centigrade, if you rise it, so roughly it will be 1 milli. If you see all those relations, it is inversely proportional. Okay. See, of course, the DO level will be very high at 0 degrees centigrade, but it is too injurious to our health also. See, what we say that our body, it has to be optimum DO is required. 6.5, we can say it is 10 milligram per liter is required, but above that it is not required. See why? Because too much of oxygen is corrosive in nature. Too much of oxygen is corrosive in nature. So optimum oxygen is required for our body. Okay, corrosive to our the bones and all those things. Bones. Okay. Then come back to the color of water. So color of the water is also an very important parameters. The water should be colorless. That is the first point. So whichever the things we are discussing, so water should be colorless. If the water is color, means something is there in that. We are not supposed to drink it. So that's the main indication. So the color of water is due to the suspended matter and the organic matter. Okay. So it is due to the suspended particles. Okay. And it ranges from light to dark brown. So if mud is there in water, we can say something is present, you are not supposed to drink it. Okay. So brownish color in water comes due to the presence of iron. So even some iron is there. Iron, that is Fe. This is good for our body. Iron is good for our body. But along with this, it should not present, because iron is very important. It will increase the Hb content, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, Hb. Okay. Hemoglobin content in our body, because iron is, if iron deficiency is there, okay, if iron deficiency is there, okay, there will be a decrease in the Hb contents. Okay, normally it will go below 8. So if it go below 8, if it go lesser than 8, then you are not a healthy person. So then directly what they will do is that they will go for, sometimes if it go below 6, directly the doctors will recommend that um, they will directly go for iron injection. Iron injection. So they will directly go for the iron injections. Even some of the foods also we are having irons. But what will happen is that um, if they want to increase the hemoglobin level, directly they will uh, inject through the injection the iron injections. Even through food, what will happen is that it will go to intestine first, then intestine to the blood it will go. Okay, that will happen through the with the help of the food, but it is a slow process. If you want to increase 6 to 8, it may take weeks together, or it may take some of months together to increase the hemoglobin level. But through the injections, within 1 day, you can increase the hemoglobin level. Okay, so make sure that um, if iron is that is good for health, but make sure that it should not contain along with that some of the other parameters, some of the mud particles which are they are very dangerous to a human health. Okay, along with the mud, if any heavy metals are attached to that mud, that is also very dangerous. So we require pure iron for our body. So greenish color in pond water seems to be the presence of organic substances. Okay, what is organic? Organic means, for example, the major classification is inorganic and versus organic. The inorganic means the compounds which is free from carbon atom. Carbon will not be there. Okay, carbon will not be there. Here, carbon will be there in that structure. Um, if you take the wood or tree. So when you dump into the water, it is going to degrade. It is going to degrade because it consists of carbon atom. It consists of carbon atom in this structure. For example, NaOH, sodium hydroxide is there, NaOH. So it does not contain C. So this is inorganic. This is inorganic. So the major classification, if carbon is there in their structure, it is organic. If carbon is not there, it is inorganic. For example, best is inorganic. Okay. So organic substance means if a dead tree is there, and that is also organic substance. If any dead leaf, if it is there in the water, that is also organic nature, because all tree and leaves are consist of carbon in their structures. Okay. So even the color, it should not be there. Water should be free from the color. Okay. So then how the color is measured? So the color is measured. How exactly we are going to measure? Color is measured in Hazen's unit. Hazen's unit. The instrument, um, what we recommend is that Hazen's unit is a tintometer. Tintometer. Okay. So Hazen's units will say that. Okay, if it is more than 3, normally will not recommend. Okay, will not recommend the. It should be free from the mud, and it should be colorless. Then you may ask in other way also. See, again, a lot of confusion is there. If you take Pepsi, so it is having the color. Then why you have to drink it? Okay, so these are all the additives, and even color. Okay, when you talk about the water, Okay, it should be free from, should be free. But when it comes to any other, some of the cool drinks and all those things, you can, there is no such guidelines that this color and that color. But only when you are drinking the water, it should be free from any of the color. Okay, that you keep it in mind. Okay, so you can drink it because they are all additives. They're good things they have added it. But again, we'll discuss one more parameter, that is pH. Hmm? If you check the pH of that, you will be surprised. You're not supposed to drink the pH also. So whenever the pH parameters will be there, that time we will discuss this. Okay. So then odor. And odor should not be there. Whatever the pure water, if you are talking about pure water, you are talking about, so it should be free from, it should be free from, free from any odor. Okay, it should be odorless. No smell should not be there. Smell should not be there. Okay, if it is giving any smell, okay, if it is giving any smell, so then you can directly reject that water. Okay. See, nowadays in some of the water bottles, packaged drinking water bottles, if you go to some Mysore areas, you can find that some ilachi and some of the things they are going to mix up, and they are giving the water bottles. So it is having smell. Okay, don't be under the impression that it is not suitable. But they have added some ilachi and all those things. But finally, in the last 2 years back, um, uh, the permission has given, but the permission now they are not provided, because what the guidelines will say that the water should be, the drinking water should be free from any of the um, odor. Okay, odor should not be there. When water dissolves other substances, the water is determined by them. Okay, the most decayed organic substances give falling smell. Saloni, Saloni. Water should be free from the odor. So then, how will get the if smell? Okay. So if any organic substance, if it is there in water, it will give the smell. Give the give the smell. For example, if dead tree is present in water for a longer time, okay, if it is not moving, so slowly the decomposition will start. Slowly the decomposition will start. Slowly the decomposition will start. Then once the decomposition will start, so you will get the smell. So that is also not good for health, because once the decomposition will start, it consists of many pathogens. For example, even you can see that in your gutters and all in some of the areas, if you are getting any foul smell, so there the decomposition is happening. There you can see that the decomposition is happening. Okay, then you are not supposed to drink it. So then inorganic substance give the earthy smell. So if mud smell is coming, so mud smell means, earthy smell means, you can find that if um, summer is there, what kind of if summer is there, during summer, if Temperature is around 35 to 40 degrees. So no rainfall has happened. Suppose if suddenly the rain will come, then you can find some smell. So that smell you can call is a earthy smell. Means which are the dust particles that are present in the uh, onto the earth when the rainfall is going to happen. Previously, the rainfall has not happened. Then you will get the earthy type of smell. Okay, that is specially due to the inorganic substances. Then remember two things. If organic substance is there, it will give the fall smell. Okay, it will give the small fall smell. If inorganic substance is there, it will give the earthy smell. It will give the earthy smell. So then, um, how exactly this can be measured? So it has can be measured with the threshold number. Threshold number. The threshold equipment is there. With help of that, it will be measured. The smell can be measured. And one more very important thing is that if um, any smell is coming, so don't directly reject it. Okay. And two things. One is surface water and the this we have to discuss. See in the surface water and groundwater. In surface water, one is flowing, and one more is stagnant water. This stagnant water means you can see pond. Stagnant means there is no flowing. Means there will not be any inflow as well as outflow. When it is flowing, surface water, river, assume that river is an flowing water. So in this river water, when it is flowing, normally the odor, that much odor will not be there. So odor will be compensated with the atmospheric oxygen. Atmospheric oxygen. Okay, odor will be compensatory. If any odor is there, if any dead trees will be there, when it will start moving from one place to other place, definitely that whatever the smell it is there, it will be replaced with the atmospheric oxygen. Definitely the DO will increase. But here that thing will not happen. There will not be any movement, and there will not be any layer by layer movement of the water. So then definitely uh, the stagnant water will give lot of smell. So in any of the areas or in any of the cities, if any stagnant water is there, you can find lot of smell. If a river is flowing through an area, definitely the smell will not be there because that water is replaced by the atmospheric oxygen. Okay, in the stagnant water, there will not be inflow as well as the outflow. So when that is not there, so then whatever the dead plants or dead animals will be there, or small microorganisms will be there. So they will retain in the pond itself. So then, of course, that is not good for health also. So you are not supposed to drink the pond water. You are not supposed to drink that stagnant water. It is not good. Whenever the flowing water, if the river water is there, you can drink, and it is recommended for even say drinking purpose also. Drinking purpose. Okay. When it comes to the groundwater, so directly you can drink it. Of course, groundwater will not be interacted with any external materials from the other activities. Other activities. Okay. So drinking water, so borewell water is good for health. Borewell water. Okay. So the remaining uh, things, um, we will discuss uh, the next class. Uh, give your attendance.